first. Live, local. This is WEAR 3 in the Morning Weekend in high definition.
Now a live look at Pensacola Bay, 629. It looks like somebody was speeding a little bit on Bayfront Parkway, but a beautiful shot. Not a cloud in the sky yet, but it is cold outside, so be sure to wear those jackets. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us for your only local morning weekend newscast. I'm Laurie Bernstein. Well, first on 3 this morning, this holiday weekend didn't bring snow to Florida, but it sure did hit the rest of the country. Almost half of the United States is dealing with icy or snowy conditions. This white Christmas may be pretty to see, but it's causing plenty of problems for travelers trying to get home from their holiday destinations. ABC's Todd Ant has more. Well, Florida troopers have arrested a man wanted for a deadly crash. Troopers picked up Andy Anger last night on charges of leaving the scene of a crash and causing a death while driving with a revoked license. In September, troopers say Anger was driving on Sorrento Road in Escambia County when his car crashed and rolled over. His passenger, James McLadden, was thrown from the car and killed. Troopers say Anger then fled. Well, in Europe, Dutch police have arrested 12 terror suspects. The men are all of Somali origin and were picked up in Rotterdam Friday. Police have searched hotel rooms, houses, and other locations. They say the suspects were about to launch a terror attack in the Netherlands, but the exact target of the attack is unknown. A counterterrorism office spokeswoman says the country's terror threat level remains at limited. Well, for all those looking for a New Year's resolution, you may want to take your cues from the president. Barack Obama has been a longtime smoker. It's a tough addiction to kick, as the president himself has admitted before.
Almost 90% of all smokers began at or before their 18th birthday. I know I was one of these teenagers, and so I know how difficult it can be to break this habit when it's been with you for a long time.
Now, that was Mr. Obama back in June of 2009. Now comes word from the White House that the president has gone about 9 months since his last cigarette. Presidential spokesman Robert Gibbs says his boss still chews nicotine gum, but he says President Obama is showing, quote, stubborn willpower to completely stop smoking for good. Gibbs says in the 8 years he's known Mr. Obama, this is the longest he's gone without a cigarette. Well, in our look around America this morning, the cold weather landed a California family in the hospital Christmas morning after they tried to turn on the heat in their home. Firefighters were called to their home, Englewood home, where a man, his fiancee, their 2 children, and their grandmother all fell sick. Firefighters confirmed there was a carbon monoxide leak in the house. The family went to the hospital, but the dad was able to grab their Christmas presents. No one was seriously hurt. The family says they did have a carbon monoxide detector inside, but did not hear it ring. Well, a bizarre house fire happened on Christmas Eve outside of Atlanta, and now police are looking for the man they believe is responsible. Fire officials say 45-year-old Roberto Fernandez Centena set this home on fire while he was inside with his 6-year-old daughter. The family used to live at this home, but it's now in foreclosure. Witnesses say Fernandez Centena broke into the home holding a gas can. His daughter ran to a neighbor's house as soon as the fire began. She's now staying with relatives. Firefighters put out the flames, but Fernandez Centena left the home before fire crews arrived. Authorities believe Fernandez Centena was trying to kill himself, and he's considered to be a threat to anyone around him. Well, coming up on 3 in the Morning weekends, one of the nation's busiest airports shut down for part of Christmas Day. We'll tell you what security breach caused the delays, and one woman looks for hope while battling cancer, where the inspiration from above showed up in the last place she would expect. Well, a slip-up by security agents at one of the nation's busiest airports led to big delays for travelers on Christmas Day. As Jonathan Betts reports, a TSA mistake led to a sweeping search throughout Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. Well, cold temperatures aren't an issue in the Southwest. It's the gusty winds that are causing problems. High winds knocked down 29 power poles on Christmas Day in a Southern California town. The gusts were reported at times up to 70 miles per hour. Power was knocked out to over 1,500 people. It is likely that recent heavy rain has soaked the bases of the poles, leaving them vulnerable to high winds. Well, the crazy weather wasn't only seen in the United States. Tropical Cyclone Tasha left heavy rain and flooding in its wake over a large area of Australia on Saturday, Christmas Day. Some homes were damaged and several roads were cut off. Local television footage showed a car being swept away in the floodwaters. The driver was able to climb out and swim to safety. Well, a cancer-stricken woman in Indiana says she has no question that Jesus is in her heart this Christmas because he showed up in her x-ray. Judge for yourself. Just a few weeks ago, Karen Siegler was sick in the hospital with pneumonia following breast cancer surgery. After taking a look at her subsequent x-ray, Siegler couldn't believe what she saw, what looks like Jesus in the area right over her heart. Prior to her surgery, Siegler also says a random man came up to her and said, "Jesus says you're going to be healed." Today, she is hopeful, waiting to find out if her cancer is gone. So it looks like Santa's sleigh dragged that cold front into our area. I mean, it's really cold outside.
Something must have been propelling him along.
Well, many of you celebrated the holidays at home with your families, but one Pensacola family didn't have a home to go to after a fire ripped through it on Christmas Eve. Included in the wreckage, the family Christmas tree and all of their presents. But everything changed over the past 24 hours with a little help from the community. Well, the Pensacola area has cultivated many athletes we can be proud of, and this year many of them accomplished great things. Steve Nissom takes a look at this year's top 10 plays from our local sports stars. Well, much of the East Coast is still under a winter storm warning today as an Arctic cold front continues to move through. Now, this video was shot in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where everybody woke up to a beautiful white Christmas, but the snow will not stop anytime soon. It looks cool, but lots of shoveling and ice scraping. Several more inches are expected throughout tonight and into tomorrow. Many people are choosing to stay home, but some are still expected to brave the roads and try to return from their Christmas destinations. And this video was shot Christmas morning in Huntsville, Alabama. It was the first white Christmas there since 1989. About 3 inches fell in the valley areas with up to 7 inches on the ground in the mountains around Huntsville. The elevated portions of Interstate 565 have been closed. The snow has also caused some scattered power outages. Well, we haven't seen any snow here, but we sure do have some freezing temperatures on the way. So as a result, Santa Rosa County has chosen to open 2 cold weather shelters for the homeless. One will be at Ferris Hill Baptist Church on Chafin Street in Milton, and the other will be at Community Christ Church on Presidio Street in Navarre. Both were open last night, and they will be open again tonight. To be able to stay, you must arrive between 6:30 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. Well, next on 3 in the morning, a final check of your weather, plus the gift these airline passengers never expected. We'll tell you what came out on the conveyor belt in addition to their luggage. Well, one airline gave back to some of their Christmas weekend travelers. Passengers aboard a Spanair flight in Spain found more than their luggage on the conveyor belt. They also received personalized gifts. The presents range from hats to candy to teddy bears. It proves you just never know how a flight's going to turn out. Well, I don't know if that'll happen anywhere in America.
Please prepare, take precautions, get ready. Very cold for the next couple of days. By Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, back closer to 70.
Yes, wear your jacket and
when
then
you're along the
break
Gulf
out
Coast.
your short sleeves.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning, everybody, and be sure to come back for Channel 3 News at 5 tonight. Have a good morning.